Hey, what's up guys? This is Praprit and today I'm going to be making another video teaching you guys about the workflow of editing a wedding video. This does not need to be specific to any sorts of weddings. This is not just for Indian or Punjabi or Sikh weddings. This can work for almost any event out there. It doesn't even have to be just weddings. But mainly why I'm making this video is because there's a workflow I choose to work on, and that basically makes my workflow, editing a wedding video really fast and really smooth. I don't have to go through all these, different ways to basically make the same video. I have enough experience, but probably edited hundreds of them to the point where, most people actually outsource these edits, and I actually do my work in-house myself, just to provide a better quality, and I don't have to go through the whole editing, uploading, reviewing process. I just like to work on my own pace, and with this workflow, at least, it's not a hard task at all. So first of all, I want to talk about how to shoot. So when I shoot these weddings, I usually shoot to edit easily, right? That's the goal. When you're shooting, you don't want to be over exaggerating your shots. You don't want to make things complex, okay? So if I or someone else is shooting with me, usually we'll have from 1 to 4 cameras at a wedding, and then we'll have an audio recorder. The audio recorder's job is nothing else but to make sure that everything that we shoot has one single audio source, okay? So everything that's important, whether it be a first dance, whether it be the lama where, couples walk around something, whether it be fire or Guru Granth Sahib in a Sikh wedding, it can be anything. So all that audio needs to be coming from one source, whether you keep on one camera with a nice stereo microphone, or you have an audio recorder like the Zoom H4 or some other, H6 recorders that you have one singular audio coming from. So with multiple cameras, the first step into making this film is definitely copying your data and making sure that you have the right folders and file structure for it. So when you're done with the shoot, you go back home, take all your cards, copy them into each folder, make sure that you copy everything, don't leave any data behind. That's number one. And then have one folder for the audio. Okay, so these are going to be basically all your cards. You should have, maybe 2, 3, 4 camera folders, and then you'll have your third or fourth or fifth, whatever, audio folder. So once I have the file structure ready, next thing I'm going to do is take all of this footage, put it into Plural Eyes. Now, if you're just using one camera, no audio, no nothing, then just drag your footage, put it into your Premiere Pro sequence, you're good to go. Skip this process. But if you do have multiple things, you want to make sure you go into Plural Eyes, where you drag all of your footage one by one into each layer, and then you basically layer them on top of each other. Then you add the audio, and then you hit the button synchronize. This basically saves you a lot of time, because this Plural Eyes software is basically going to take everything, put it all together into one sequence, match it up for you, nice and clean, no fuss at all. So then you hit export timeline, and this is basically going to create a file that comes off as an XML file, and then you name it, you save it to your repository, and then when you're in the export settings, you have to kind of click on Premiere Pro. It also has an option for a few other softwares, just like Final Cut Pro, or just video or audio files. I don't know what those are, but I mainly use it for Premiere Pro. And then the options are color unsynchronized clips. I would definitely go by that, because this kind of differentiates which clips are synchronized versus not. So this is a really good tool for that. And then the second one is move unsynchronized clips to the end, which is actually a really good feature here, but I don't want you to click on that, because what this will basically do is it will take all of your unsynchronized clips and put them in the end. So for example, if something where you're just shooting alone without actually having 2 cameras or the audio running, this will basically put your clips off. So what this does is this will just add all those red clips towards the end, which is actually not a good thing, because then you're going to have to basically drag all of those, use the timeline yourself, and kind of figure out which clips go first, which clips go after. So I always leave this unmarked. So what this will do is basically give you a whole timeline, A to Z, according to where the events are happening. And then also have those synchronized clips in the middle that you can actually use, which you can actually use to your advantage, and then basically kind of put it all together, add your background noises, the sounds that you want to add, do a little bit of editing, put it all together, and voila, you have your edit. So once you have your XML file saved. Then the next step is in Premiere Pro. First you create a project, then you create a sequence. And then all you have to do is basically drag this XML file into your project folder inside of your Premiere Pro. So once you take it there, it's basically going to add all those files, import all the files in, and then it'll have a sequence ready for you. That sequence is going to be the sequence that has all of your files ready to go, synced up with the audio, with the 2, 3, or 4, whatever, how many ever cameras you have. Basically everything is synchronized. Put it all together. It'll be nice and clean for you. And then all you have to do is kind of get rid of those black spaces in between each event, and then just clean up your space, add some background music, add some text, whatever basic needs you need in your final project. Do all those things, and then you'll have your final documentary style video ready for you. And then if you want to take any clips out, take them out, delete the spaces. That's for you to deal with. So that's the workflow that I follow whenever I edit a wedding film. Of course, these documentary style films are always going to be end to end with least amount of creativity. You can show your creativity while you're shooting, use good lenses, use good lighting, all those types of things. But in documentary style videos, usually you're not adding too much sound design. You're not doing all of that fancy work. So basically these come out to be very, very normal, very, very simple. So just make sure you shoot to edit simply, and then just export out with a simple adjustment layer if you want to add it at the top, and just add one simple color correction or color grading to the whole thing, and just export your timeline. And then once you are exporting, just make sure that you export to adaptive high setting. So make sure that your computer is basically adaptively making a high setting for your export, and that way you'll get the best quality out of your videos, whether it's 1080p, 60p, 30p, whatever it is. It's going to take the best setting out of your video, export it out to be the best quality it can be, and then you just export, upload, or do whatever you want to do with the file, and that's all. So this is it for today's video. If you guys have any questions around this workflow, please do let me know, as I've been doing this for a while. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions and help you out in the longer run. And please make sure to shoot properly, because that will make your life in the editing world a lot easier. That's all for today. If you guys have any questions, again, please let me know. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and share the video if you really liked it. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.